Hello, I'm Paul Myles and I'm at the TU-Automotive Europe 2015, and today I'm joined by Pierre Masai, Chief Information Officer of Toyota Europe. Hello, thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Right, well, can I ask first, your role within Toyota and its relation to the connected car? Could you give us some idea of what that is?
Yes, so my role is to be the CIO, so in charge of IT for Toyota in Europe. But since 2008, I was involved in the telematics car IT activities, and I had on top of my, let's say, normal role, I had the role to coordinate the telematics activities of Toyota in Europe. So this is why I got very interested in this. And of course, today my department, IT, is involved heavily in the connected car world, but we also have people in R&D who develop software inside the cars and so on. So IT is there to make sure that the car can communicate with the external infrastructure, with all the ecosystem that I have described today for the smart mobility society.
Okay, and the technology itself, I mean, how do you see this affecting or changing the relationship between the car maker and the consumer?
Well, so of course there used to be an ecosystem where you had the car makers and maybe you had national distributors and dealership and so on. So this ecosystem is very important for us, and we want to keep this direct relationship, human touch relationship between the dealerships and their customers. But of course, at the same time, the telematics connected cars give us opportunities to have direct interaction with the consumers or the customers bypassing all these levels. So we have to handle that in a clever way. We have to have the strength that we traditionally have of the human relationship with the customers, and add to that what the direct connectivity can bring, basically.
And obviously this is a business where, what are the big commercial opportunities, not just for car makers, but maybe suppliers as well, everyone involved in this area? What are the commercial opportunities that exist?
Yeah, so this is, of course, a very delicate area, because you know there are very different business models out there. Yeah? The very well-known case is Google, who basically gives you a number of services for free as a consumer, but then you also know at the same time that they will use your data for a number of other purposes. Now, in the automotive industry, we are in a situation that our cars are bought by our customers, and they pay for the car. So if we want to monetize their data, then they want to know it, and this is actually quite natural. Yeah? So we have to make sure that anybody who buys our cars know exactly what will happen with their data, and make sure that we will take good care of their data and bring them only the services they want to have. And then, of course, they will have to express consent that their data can be used for exactly those services. So this is really a different model, and it's very important to understand this. But in this way, of course, if there is consent of the customers of our car to use a number of additional services, then this opens the door to also a number of business models. Now, it has been extremely complex to build those business models, and the whole industry has struggled with that. So we will see models that will emerge that will be more successful than others.
I mean, obviously that is a challenge. And other challenges exist. I'm thinking particularly of a certain amount of customer reluctance to use the technology, even the existing technology, which we have seen some surveys come up with. How do you think suppliers and car makers will address that reluctance?
Yeah, so I think that as I have seen in my whole career in IT, you know, we have brought many times systems to the customers that the customer said were too difficult to use. Yeah? So really the key there is to have a learning environment and actually your car should basically understand you, understand even without you saying it, what will be your needs. Of course, this is extremely complex to realize, but it has to be totally seamless to the customers. So you can, your car, for example, can know very easily where you live and where you work, because most of the time you will go from your home to your work. So no need to ask you, where is your home, where is your work? The car can know it for you. So that is a very simple example. But to anticipate your needs, or if you get tired and you start to look a bit different, the car could realize this and then start to help you, as we have with our teammate concept, that the car should basically be your friend and come in if there is something that happens. For example, you fall asleep on the highway, then the car should understand this and should take over from you. This is the way that we see the automated driving, for example. Not that we will remove from you completely the pleasure to drive.
Yeah, sure. Now this is actually, this technology covers a broad area. It covers telematics, it covers mobility, and it covers ultimately the autonomous vehicle. But out of all of that area, if you had to pick two topics within that area that you think will be the drivers of what happens in the next few years, what would you pick as the two main areas?
Well, I think that this, I could call it machine learning. Yeah? The fact that the cars will learn, the environment will be created in a totally different way from what was done traditionally to solve an existing problem. In this case, we will have basically a learning car that will be like a learning human being. Will gradually learn to understand the environment and will also feedback. When the cars were not connected, there was no way to feedback the exact landscape, the changes, because you know there are roadworks every day, there are changes all the time. But by connecting the car, by having the cars seeing the environment around them, by having vehicle to infrastructure, I mean, all this ecosystem can start actually working. But this requires big data, a lot of IT, and an infrastructure that doesn't break. So there are also huge challenges about that.
Yeah. Is there another topic beyond the learning car? Is there a mobility?
Well, what this goes together with is you can imagine the huge challenges this will bring to and opportunities this will bring to society, because of course as your car can start driving by itself, it will create a number of new opportunities. And well, it's always easier to talk about all the potential issues, and you know very well the entrepreneurs are those who will see the opportunities and will develop them and will actually remove the obstacles. But you can imagine there are many obstacles. One that I'm personally quite interested in is even the ethical obstacle. I think all these legal, ethical, and so on things will have to be discussed and so on. So this is why we believe for quite a while to come that there will still be the human and the help by the machine, but there will not be just one of them taking over completely.
Yeah, I see. And the technology has moved on very fast in the last 5 years. The next 5 years, will it move on as fast or will it move faster?
Of course, what we have all observed is there is an acceleration of the technology, a reduction of the technology cycles. So the technology will not move less fast, this is sure. However, because as I just mentioned, there are issues there that are behavior, ethics, legal, and so on. We know that those things have traditionally moved less fast. Yeah? The governance will need to make decisions. Whole ecosystems will have to change. You see what has happened in Europe with Uber. Of course, the progress will be there, and it will be accommodated in some way, but those discussions will take time. So this is why, if you ask me, by 2020, are all the cars going to be connected and autonomous? Yeah, clearly my answer is no. Yeah? The evolution will be gradual. When we launched the first hybrid Prius in '97, okay, some people said this will never come. It has come, and it is now mainstream for us, but we are in 2015. Yeah? Now with our hydrogen cars that we launch now, we know also this will not be everywhere on the road by 2020. It will gradually emerge, and it will be one of the modes for a number of years, and then it will gradually become mainstream.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
Thank you.